Feels like I just took a big dump. Although I did not take a big dump, I took a much needed pee right before this show. How we doing, Chris Walker? How we doing?
Fantastic.
How we doing, Ray? The wife just walked in the door from her long journey. So, oh man, happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to everyone out there. Hope you guys are having a good week. For those of us that have the little ones that go to the schools, that attend the schools, it is official. We are in the 2018-2019 school year. Woo! Feels like we never get here. So, what a long-ass summer. How you doing there, Mr. Walker?
Doing great. Just got out of work. I apologize for being the reason you had to push this podcast back and back and back.
Yeah, I almost said, fuck it, and started doing this.
But you know what? You did it because you're like, I don't want walking around.
Yeah.
I need somebody to bounce my ideas off of.
Hey, it's easier with you here, man.
Oh, dude, that makes me feel nice.
You know what? You complete me.
You are the wind beneath my wings, sir.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I think we jumped the shark.
Yeah, we got off track here. Last week, week 18, man, I went to bed feeling like a winner. I woke up tied. That is not what winners do. They do not tie. Trey Turner let me down. I benched Juan Soto. He'll come up in conversation a little bit later, I'm sure. But bottom line is, tied 4-4 with old Bill. I don't like these ties, but it had to happen eventually. But he put up some pretty good numbers last week, man. Had a good week. It was back and forth all week. Couldn't get away from him.
He's a pesky little guy. I don't think much of his roster, but he finds ways to get, production out of drugs. Yeah, me.
Yeah, again, RBIs were there from Andujar, and David Peralta had himself a nice little week. Cody Bellinger as well went off. So, it is what it is. Whatever. I was pretty impressed, and I say that kind of excitedly, really, with what my pitching did. Finally, a pretty decent week. 3.58 on the ERA, 78 strikeouts on 73 innings pitched. And I believe I did this pretty much no waiver wire pickups. I traded John Lester, I think. Yeah, I traded him to you. But that was after his whatever. And German Marquez after his 10 Ks. But for the most part, man, I was pretty excited about what Freeland did. Liked what Flattery did. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Zach Wheeler. Yeah. So, that's just a sidebar note, really. My opinion.
I still don't think... I think your batting has actually declined a little bit. Now, it doesn't look that way because of Ronald Acuna and Matt Carpenter the week before, and, but that's my opinion. Sticking to it.
Yeah. Well, they need a little break before this playoff push. I've sent them all emails. We've all communicated, so...
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. They know the deal, okay? They know what's on the line here, all right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going down the line, and you and Shane are next on the old docket. Shane, 5th place, holding on, beats you 6-4. Give me a little bit of a breakdown, sir. Are you okay?
God, I'm fucking pissed. I mean, this one hurt more than any of the rest of them because Shane has a mash unit for a batting lineup. And to put it in Eric Croft's words, this bitch should have had 7 RBI all week. And he put up batting numbers that looked like yours. And not happy about it. I won the pitching stats. I had a good pitching strategy coming in. I was hoping to steal a couple batting stats. I mean, steal. I was hoping to dominate batting stats, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen, man. I just realized that you got Anthony Rizzo as well. We're going to talk about this here in a second, moving forward with this lineup. Now, looking at your lineup, man, this is looking playoff-esque, in my opinion.
I'm serious.
I see that. Let's move on to Reader and Keith. I talked to Keith earlier last week. Reminded him of the trade deadline that was approaching and has since gone away. And basically got the, no, I'm not trading you and I will never trade you again routine. Could not get a Kershaw or a Bumgarner away from him no matter what I threw his way. And basically had a heart-to-heart with him and said, sir, because you don't watch the podcast, I'm going to go ahead and let you know you're out. You are not going to make the playoffs. But you can compete for the consolation. But just let him know the hard truth of it is, sir, you're not going to make it this year. Thanks for playing. Please come back next year. It will be fun. He's got a good roster. There is no denying that this guy has a fantasy roster between Pender, Blackman, Kemp's having a good year, Machado. I'm just going to say, man, ever since he became a Dodger, he kind of has become irrelevant in fantasy terms. The motherfucker hadn't hit anything.
He's a streaky guy. Just wait on him.
All right, well, I'm not waiting on anything now, sir. He's not a part of my team, and he's on quite frankly, he's on a roster that isn't going to be in contention, so I don't care.
Yes, that's true, but you're right. He's got talent. I think it goes to show that even if you have talent, you have to be on your game as a manager.
Yeah.
You have to. And he just missed just enough to make the difference in several matchups. If he had just started an extra pitcher or paid attention to the red X's in the batting lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Takes a real man to be a manager.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Or a woman.
Speaking of men, Ray dominated Josh last week. Now, I did not watch really at all anything to do with this matchup. I will not lie. I'm telling the truth. I did not know.
Let Ray talk about it.
I don't know if she's feeling up to it. She's feeling a little under the weather, but Ray, if you're feeling up to it, we're right here. We're here for you.
I kicked his ass.
Basically, she said she kicked his ass, but again, I did not realize that he was only 2/3 away from, actually, no, you need 27 innings, so he was a little far off from getting the innings pitched. Dude, I did not know that he was that far gone. The week he played me, I only remember one day him not setting his pitching lineup. And when I looked at it, I was kind of like, man, that may have been a strategy because he had some of the pitching categories won and maybe was, and then now looking at it, no, he just really is not paying attention. He's not setting his roster. And now, this will go into one of the...
He started off the week kicking my ass.
Ray said he started off the week kicking her ass. We'll get into a little bit of the conversation that is at hand. with the trade deadline. I think it was really awesome how active the whole league was. But I guess Josh is done. Is he saying he's out? What is the deal?
I haven't been able to talk to Josh in some time. And part of that's on me, but also I haven't been able to get a hold of him at certain time. And our schedules just really don't seem to line up these days. But also, Josh got a lot on him, man. I don't intend to air any dirty laundry or anything like that, or air any of his personal affairs. But, Mike is living with Josh right now, and I'm sure they butt heads quite a lot, mostly because of the disease that Mike has.
Right.
And there's a decent amount of stuff going into his life where if I know Josh, there is a chance, and he understands what it means to do this. That he's doing this eyes wide open, but there's a chance he just said, fuck this shit. It's not that important. And that's disappointing, very disappointing. It affects the playoff race. I'm conflicted because, yes, it affects my playoff race too, because there was a chance that Ray could have slipped out of the top 6 and I could have taken that spot. But I also think I'm a little too close to the situation and maybe not have the right reaction or the right proportion of pissed off emotion.
All right. Well, I don't know if Josh watches the show, but, shit happens. And, Bill will be the first to tell you, shit happens, in his commissioned football league. In terms of my own life, I had to back out of a championship defending season because I won first place last year in his football league, and last minute had to back out for a personal reason. Granted, it may not be something that Josh is going through, but we all understand. We all have got lives. This is just for fun. There's no money on the line.
Yeah. But the difference is you did that and you let people know and you communicated.
Right.
Josh did.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you called him up and said, hey, I want to trade. And then he had a decision to make. Do I make this trade? Now, there's a chance Josh looked at it, and, I don't think the trade was as lopsided as people make it out to be, but damn, it looks bad when you take that trade and you don't even start the guys that you started.
Yeah.
But, having said that, Juan Soto could be a fucking super-duper star. Don't tell me about his season-long break. Fuck that. Juan Soto is a rookie of the year. Considering that Ronald Acuna is knocking fucking homers out of the fucking park at an absurd rate, Juan Soto is still the better rookie of the year. So, take that, put it in your pipe, and smoke it.
Hey,
Juan
man.
Soto is damn good. Now, who was the other guy that you sent him next to Juan Soto? Remind me again.
Luke Casey.
Oh, see, he's a good dude, too. I had him. He put up strikeouts. He just didn't usually pitch 6 innings or more. That was his only fallback. He's done well all fucking year. And to quote Eric Croft again, getting good pitching is like fucking hunting for unicorn cum. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, they're not out there, that's for sure.
So I don't want to hear about how lopsided the trade was. It was not lopsided. It was decent, and I could understand why Josh would look at it and go, that's not an absurd trade. Yeah, whatever, I'll accept it. But the bad look is he didn't do anything after that. And that just may have been an oversight, and Josh may send his mea culpas and apologize profusely and want to come back in the league next year. But there will be a conversation to be had, and the perfect person to have it is me because I know what he's going through, and I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
I'm going to my room.
Okay. It's our room, jerk. let's finish up these last two matchups. Robbie put a smackdown on Eric, 9-1. Now that is 2 big weeks for Robbie Lee. He is making a statement for a playoff run. He has arguably one of the best baseball players and possibly 2 of the best baseball players with Lindor and Mookie Betts. He's got speed. He's got power. He's got a lot of 5-tier, 4-tier player baseball.
I think you mean 5-tool.
Yeah. 5-tool. Yeah. And, he's got a pretty decent pitching staff. I don't know why he has like a relationship with Luis Castillo. 1 minute the dude will pitch in 9 innings against Philadelphia or 9 Ks against Philadelphia and then just drop the ball. He's a inconsistent arm at best, in my opinion, but probably hard to drop him. So, with considering what's out there, it's hard to say one way or the other when you're getting Ks and really nothing else. But bottom line is Eric's team dropped the ball last week, just wasn't there, in my opinion.
I don't know what to say, man. It was a shocking result, and it was one that I was not. I was hoping that Robbie would come down to earth a little bit, and and so that I could be within distance of him to take his spot. That shit is not happening in 4 weeks' time. Robbie is as close to a lock as anybody not named Casey or Jason.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for him, dude. Last year, I don't remember if he made the playoffs or not, but definitely it seems like an improving season this year. And if anything, that should be an inspiration for Keith. Last year I was this, but once I realized what was asked of me, I said, you know what? I nutted up, and look at me now. Yeah.
Yeah, and you improved every year. And now you're in first place.
Exactly.
Now, you've been in first place before. Now you're solidly in first place. You've been in first place for like 2 fucking months.
Yeah. I ain't won nothing yet. Let me put it to you that way.
I get it. But let me put it this way. The Yahoo has that manager rating thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
I think you're platinum, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm there. So
I think you're platinum.
All right, well, thank you.
Now that's funny because Reader, he's won a championship and he's like bronze or some shit. I don't even remember, but it's like how much this manager rating kind of looks like bullshit a little bit. I mean, give Reader some fucking credit for winning a championship.
Right.
I feel like it weighs winning, like total winning percentage, too much, and trophies not enough, but whatever. The point is, dude, you're a good manager, man. And you started out much the same way that Robbie and Keith did. So, yeah.
Right on. Let's get to the last one, Jason and Nick. Nick's, still competing. Her team just fell short of a few stats. But Jason, man, JD Martinez has just been a workhorse. And he arguably has the best pitching staff of anybody, and that's what he's been going for, man. I think he's got it figured out as to what he needs to do to win, and week in and week out, he's done it.
We'll see. I think I got his number. I hope I run into him in playoff.
Well, I'm for my sake, I hope something happens. But we'll see. So, speaking of we'll see, real quick, this week I play Eric. Started off big last night, but, you know, let's be honest here. You look at the stats now, dude, I'm not up by much, okay? 8 runs to 13 runs. I've only gotten my 2 home runs. The RBIs are marginally, you know, gapped. And I've only got 2 stolen bases. Yeah, my OBP went off because the only person that didn't get a hit for me last night was Austin Hedges. My pitching took a dump on me last night, which, you know, I celebrate Acuna's accolades, but come on, man, you got to give me something. But
I think Eric had his freak out moment, and then once he realizes how close it is, he'll kick into gear and pull it close. I don't want him to. I want to fucking take his spot. I want him to lose 10-0 to you, but it's not going to happen because of what you just said. Your pitching stat can be easily overcome, and he could sneak out 1 or 2 batting stats.
Yeah. That's all you need to do, man. You got speed, you got power, and, you know, Robinson Cano's coming in there tonight. He's always a solid bat. And his team is in contention. So I'm going to pick up the speed here a little bit because I'm looking at the time and I'm trying not to, you know, end it on a sour or weird note. But I want to talk a little bit about baseball. The only reason I say I want to talk a little bit about baseball is because, well, it's fantasy baseball and I like baseball. If you want the last 7, last 30 for players and stuff like that, look it up. But it's already Tuesday, and I don't want to say Acuna's name. But I do want to mention one thing really quick, if you could just bear with me.
Acuna Matata. It means no worries. Acuna Matata.
I feel like that's been a phrase the last couple of days, especially with the trade that you and I made. But man, there's no denying this dude's got talent, and the fact that they moved him into the leadoff spot, I tell you what, man, my leadoff hitters are just, they're doing it for me in a way that just makes me happy. Acuna and Matt Carpenter, I swear, I'm doing a happy dance. But beside the fact of what team he lies on, I think he's going in contention for Rookie of the Year. Jesse Winkler, or Winker, whatever his name was, he was until the injury, but I think it's going to come down to him and Juan Soto.
I still think Juan Soto's going to win. Look at Juan Soto's on-base percentage compared to Acuna. Acuna strikes out a lot more often than Soto. Soto has like a tremendous strikeout-to-walk ratio. He's always putting the bat on the fucking ball, and he does not swing at bad shit. And those are 2 very rare skills to have for a young dude. And Acuna's just not on his level in terms of batting eye and batting contact, period. Now, having said that, Acuna is a better base stealer, and he's got more power, period. So it's going to be close. So I'm giving the edge to Soto.
All right. Well, hey, you know, we got a little bit longer to see how this goes down. I like where your head's at. So no complaints there. Let me ask you this. I know it was posted in the matchup, and I'm gonna go ahead and say you did actually see it. But did you see that throw, bro? Do you know what throw I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How many? I had to watch that like 10 times because I was just in awe of what I just seen. I was like,
shot that out of a T-shirt cannon, and it wouldn't have gone as far or been as accurate.
I showed Ray last night. I was like, it was on a rope, bro. It was right to the first baseman, and I just love how the first baseman catches it over him and kind of just like sidesteps to the left, like, yeah, we doubled up on you. I was blown away, man. You got to give credit where credit is due. I don't even remember the guy's last name. I don't reckon.
That's the thing. It's Oakland's backup center fielder. Oakland has an embarrassing amount of defense and relief pitching that could get them through the wild card to beat the Yankees and could help them make noise in the playoffs. Keep an eye on the Oaks Athletics, man.
I am so glad. I swear we need to just have our own show. I feel like you feed off of me. I feed off of you. We need to have this thing. Radio, whatever, dude. I think we can do it. Let's just, we just need to have our own thing. Here it is. Very next thing on my list, Yanks.
I'm getting paid the 15th.
Yeah.
You're going to have a microphone in your hand pretty soon, buddy.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Remember, we already talked about it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Right on my list of things to talk about, Yanks. Yikes. Dude, have you seen their implosion? Okay. Yeah, the Oakland A's look like they're going to be the team to have to play them. And I'm putting money on the A's, bro. I want this Moneyball thing to actually finally pay off. I want it to...
Are you actually putting money on the A's?
Monopoly money.
All right. Like, damn, all right.
No, I'm not putting on them to win the whole thing. I don't... You couldn't tell me, but maybe, hey, come on, bro. For like a minute more. That's it. Sorry. Yeah, bottom line is, man, I couldn't tell you, but maybe one of their pitchers, and I think it's Trevor Cahill and, okay, Edwin Jackson, but, dude, they're a solid team. Solid. They're solid. Man, I just, I'm excited for them. I can't wait to see, the postseason and how this thing plays out, man.
Yeah.
I like baseball. You like a little Cinderella story.
The funny thing is there's not a lot of entry for the wild card in the American League. There just isn't.
No.
You know who's going to win the division, and you pretty much know who's going to compete for the wild card. Just two teams. Seattle is slumping bad.
Yeah.
All the intrigue is in the National League. What's left, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, because even though Washington is having their woes, it looks like St. Louis, Washington, Colorado, the Dodgers, Atlanta, and Milwaukee, they're all playing for contention. And of course, Philadelphia's up there. I think I seen the Braves had jumped back into the division lead, but I don't know exactly. The way that MLB's reading right now is that Philadelphia is actually up there, but I'm excited for what's going on there. I gotta say, man, I'm kind of pulling for St. Louis to get in there. They kind of have been flying underneath the radar until as of late, and just, man, their bats are swinging well, and their pitching staff is, still out there. But I don't know, man. I'm excited.
Makes you wonder about that managerial staff that got laid off.
Yeah, for real, right? So, well, man, I see that we're coming up on it. Do you have any last minute things to say?
Nah. Let's all be friends, man.
Yeah, let's all be.
It's so exhausting to try and play keeptaker amongst all you assholes.
Yeah. And I think it's all in good fun. And hopefully, I hadn't even gone on the thing really today to look at anything else, the chatter. Been kind of busy doing other stuff, but really was excited. The trade deadline was really, it was fun. Yeah, it was like there were 9 trades that were made, and there was discussion. Eric was upset that I didn't trade anybody with him. I just didn't see somebody that I wanted. But all in all, man, I had fun. I thought it was a great day. I was tired as all get out. If you hadn't even yet communicated with Josh, I was on him all day long. I felt like I needed one pitcher, and I don't know. There was just something about James Paxton that I wanted. I had him earlier on in the season. He may not pan out, but I wanted him. So I made sure I pursued him indubitably. And I know I didn't get that right. I know I didn't. So, but anyways, man, real quick, because school started and there's a joke out there. What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school?
Right. Go ahead.
Bye, son.
You said what?
Bye, son.
Alright, that was actually... Oh, got a lot of stuff out of me, actually. That was pretty good.
I have to give credit where credit is due. That came from the beautiful Ray Dobson. So,
Right, because if you search for it, it'd suck.
yeah. So, anyways, man, happy Tuesday to you. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Good matchups for everybody. Enjoy your baseball. Welcome back to school. Some people got an early education on how to make trades and how not to.
Love you, man.
Love you too, man. Later on, brother. Peace out, y'all.